is where the heart is, and my heart is anywhere you are, anywhere.
Good morning. This is Home is Where the Heart Is. I'm your host, Craig Schweiger. This is a radio show sponsored by Federated Mortgage Corp.
What a great tune. That was Joe Birch, if you didn't join us last week. Joe Birch performing Home is Where the Heart Is. Good friend, Nashville performer in his day. Thanks, Joe.
The purpose of this show is to, first of all, bring awareness and information to seniors that are interested in knowing about these new reverse mortgages that are out there. But secondarily, our show is to help provide awareness and hopefully support for some ministries here in Pittsburgh and the surrounding area. I am pleased to bring you, our guest today is Philip Spina. Philip, tell me, first of all, welcome.
Well, thanks, Greg. Great to always be with you.
What is your current title?
My current title at Light of Life is Capital Campaign Manager.
Okay, that is a huge responsibility. Light of Life, if you haven't heard yet, is in the midst of a large capital campaign, which involves paying for the purchase and construction of 2 new buildings, which I was part of as at my time at Light of Life. And now Philip has the responsibility to carry out the balance of the capital campaign. And part of the purpose of our show today is to make sure our listeners are aware that Light of Life really needs a boost right now to get us to the finish line. Can you tell us what that looks like right now, the finish line?
Sure, Craig. With your leadership and help, we've been able to raise a little over $16 million towards our $22 million campaign. So we're looking for the community to help us raise that last $6 million. That's our focus right now, and we're with God's help and the help of the community, we'll get there. So
Pittsburghers are really generous people. There are so many donors in our database of people that received our newsletters, that gave monthly. It's a great way to give monthly, but right now there's this extra need, and I know that when I was involved, we would ask donors, and in that case it was more the corporations and foundations to give above and beyond what they would give for regular operations. And I think it was fairly successful, but it's going to take the public to get to that finish line, and that's part of what we're trying to do here. Again, if you're just joining us, this is Home is Where the Heart Is, where mortgage meets ministry. My name is Craig Schweiger. I co-founded Federated Mortgage 20 years ago. I was very blessed to work there for about a decade, and I was able to step down or retire, come to work for Light of Life. I served as the executive director and then CEO at Light of Life for 9 years. And then I am currently wrapping up a consulting agreement to help them sort of finalize plans for the second building that is part of their relocation. My role will be completed in full in June. And what I have done is come back to my business, Federated Mortgage, to help develop and enhance this reverse mortgage operation and to provide these kind of services and education to seniors. Philip, the first building, it's completed now. Have you had a lot of chance to spend time? What's your report on those that are utilizing that first building that's completed?
Well, it's the building is amazing. The feedback from the community and the guests we serve has just been over the top with thanks and gratitude. And just to see this thing come out of the ground and come to fruition has been amazing for all of us. And I still serve on Thursday mornings. I serve breakfast, so I get a chance to be there. And what a difference between our old space and the new space we have now. It's just such a joy to be there and to see the joy on the men's faces and the women we're serving. It's such a dignified space, beautiful space. It's just, I can't express every time I drive by the feeling I have when I see the building off of 279. And the people that see it all comment on how beautiful the building is. And so it's been a wonderful wonderful journey, and I'm honored to be there every week,
Yeah.
meeting with clients and seeing the clients as well.
That large cross on the building that everyone gets to see, and the hope of Jesus that Light of Life stands for.
Well, if you're just joining us, this is Home is Where the Heart Is. I'm your host, Craig Schweiger, with Federated Mortgage, and this is where mortgage meets ministry. Our dual purpose is to first provide valuable information, clear up there's questions and uncertainties for any seniors or their family who are interested in learning about reverse mortgages and whether they might be right for them. And secondly, to help promote awareness of Christian ministries here in Pittsburgh and the surrounding regions. And today, Light of Life, Philip Spina is with us to talk about the capital campaign and specifically moving into the community phase for support.
Philip and I share a similar background. We both came from financial services, experience in the mortgage business. I used to say when I would speak and we were looking for people to help, I always would say we're looking for overqualified people to underpay. And that was, Philip contacted me, I think, shortly after I started as the executive director, or maybe it was a couple years in. I laugh about it because maybe you remember better. He was asking to maybe segue into nonprofit work, especially for the hurting. I said, sure, Philip, come on in and volunteer. So what a trooper! I think you spent at least a year as just a straight volunteer, right?
I spent quite a few months volunteering. Yes, coming into the office and getting to spend time with you and the staff and the clients as well.
Full time too. This isn't just show up for a couple hours. Philip gave his life and his whole heart to this organization, and I was always impressed by not just the role you had, which you had carried several roles, but always having that desire to help just wherever was needed. And I especially appreciated the work you did with some of the clients, getting their resumes together, working on budgets, job placement, just some amazing things. Tell us a little bit of maybe a story or something you want to touch on about that.
Well, you probably don't remember this, but how you and I got connected is I was mentoring a homeless gentleman on the north side through my church, and I was kind of lost, didn't know what to do, and I reached out to you because we knew each other and saw each other, and you connected me back with Dean and Abdul at Light of Life, and that was my connection to the Light of Life through you, and things grew from there. But yeah, I really had opportunities to do other things in leadership roles, but I really just wanted to come and serve, and you put me in a role there where I was helping the men and women directly make a difference in their lives, helping them find jobs, and it was a blessing to me every day to be able to do that. And my wife used to say, why are you doing this? I said, if I could help one person make a difference in their life, and fortunately we were able to do that with more than one person, help them get on their feet and find work and move on in their lives. And some of those folks are still my friends today, which has been a blessing for me. So yeah, it's been a great walk early on before we started getting into the fundraising side, but my first couple of years here were a true blessing in terms of serving. Yeah.
You knew you might be called into that area based on your background, but it really does change you. When you get to meet, I encourage anyone that hasn't volunteered, when you get to meet those that come to our doors, either just for a meal or for a bed, and hopefully for programming, to find a way out of the environment they're in. You get to meet people that are a lot of times similar to you, and you get perspective about the blessing we have in our lives. So I always say, I took a lot more away from Light of Life than I ever brought. And I know Philip really made an impact with the homeless that he was able to work with. And just unfortunately, his gifting and strengths were in that financial services, and many of those that he knew was really part of our capital campaign and why we reached that threshold where we currently exist. But right now we're calling on those, I say we, This is like my third week of having Light of Life guests, and I'm still referring to Light of Life as in the we. Just so much a part of me, and the fact of getting this second building fully funded is just so important. If you're joining us, this is Home is Where the Heart Is, sponsored by Federated Mortgage. Let me talk just briefly about one of the reasons why we're here, and that is reverse mortgages. Before we went on air, Philip and I spent some time, he having background in the mortgage business, I knew would feel compelled or interested in what these are all about. And I'll just start by saying, there are many seniors out there that own homes that have equity in those homes, but otherwise they're living very meager lifestyles. They can't do what they want to do. They can't, in some cases, keep their home repairs up. They may want to have a vacation or even larger commitments like doing an addition on a home. And all the while they'll have X amount of dollars in equity. These days, with the real estate values going up, that amount of money just continues to grow. So the timing of a reverse mortgage right now for a senior is good because the interest rates are low and your equity is very good. The inflation on the horizon, it's becoming harder and harder to make ends meet. So that's why I wanted to get back into this arena. I wanted to focus primarily on reverse mortgages because of the needs that is there. But I'm sharing with everyone that this is about educating seniors. It's about letting them know not just all the benefits, but I'll call them concerns, the issues that people should consider when they're getting or considering getting a reverse mortgage, because in some cases they may determine that it's not right for them, that there are other options. And I would consider even those scenarios a success because I'm just here to provide the information.
Again, my name is Craig Schweiger. This is Home is Where the Heart Is, sponsored by Federated Mortgage. Please call me, or if you have a referral, a senior, an advisor to a senior, just have them call me directly. My office number is 412-866-HOME. You can reach me at email craig@fedreverse.com. That's what we're here for, to provide that information and just help seniors first answer questions, and then if they do decide to pursue a reverse mortgage, to navigate through that process. And I welcome those who are close to the senior, family members, advisors, you name it. We want to make sure we speak to all those that seniors rely on for input into these bigger decisions in life.
Let's talk about the next building. That's on the near-term horizon. Can you tell the listeners, people will drive by that new building and say, well, Light of Life, they're in their new shelter. What am I hearing now about more development and another building? What will that entail?
Well, it's the building's called Ridge Place on Ridge Avenue here on the western part of the North Shore, and you were involved when that building was purchased about 8 years ago, an old Pittsburgh public school building we were hoping to renovate, and it's finally coming to fruition. So that new building will house our long-term residential men's program, along with the long-term women and children's residential program that's the programming side on the third floor, as well as our development administrative offices. And there'll be a brand new kitchen in there as well. We'll have also have some shelter beds to serve a small number of men that need a night to stay overnight. So that building will be starting hopefully in June. Mm-hmm. And it'll take us a few years to complete, but that'll be the second phase of the campaign, and will then give us complete access to servicing anyone, women, children, and men from start to finish. Yeah.
This is Home is Where the Heart Is. My name is Craig Schweiger. My guest today is Philip Spina, who is leading the capital campaign for Light of Life Rescue Mission on Pittsburgh's North Side. Philip, I understand that for those, and it's many people that hadn't had a chance to be part of the Light of Life grand opening due to COVID, really limited space, you and Light of Life have conducted a virtual grand opening. So can our listeners go enjoy that, and how would they do that?
Yes, they could go onto our website, and we'll have that posted. The campaign is called Opening New Doors. That's the name of the campaign. And there's a separate section on our website. And that virtual event we had last evening will be posted on there. It's through YouTube, Facebook, a couple different ways to do it. But they can just click on that and view it. It's about 40 minutes long with some testimonies of clients, some views of the new building, the future building for Ridge Avenue as well. So it's just a wonderful piece of work that was put together to share with the community.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it myself. Said I'm going to take some time this evening. I wanted to take a minute to talk about who qualifies for a reverse mortgage. First of all, it's for seniors 62 years and older. I used to say and they be homeowners, but the new reverse mortgages can actually be utilized for seniors that want to purchase a home. They have the ability to, if they have enough equity at that purchase, to purchase a home with a reverse mortgage and secure that without paying payments. And that's one of the benefits of a reverse mortgage, is to not have to pay a principal and interest payments.
You will find that you'll need to keep your home in good repair. And that's one of the benefits of a reverse mortgage, to allow seniors to access the equity in their homes so that they can stay on top of safety things, but also, if they want to update or even build an addition or make something to make their home better while they're there, make it that perfect home.
You are required, obviously, to keep your taxes and insurance paid in full. My name is Craig Schweiger, Federated Mortgage Corp. My email address, because I'm going to encourage people to contact me directly, is craig@fedreverse.com. So that's craig@fedreverse.com. You can contact me directly, and I will be the one that discusses early conversation, early questions can be answered, and try to understand some of these uncertainties that you currently have. But you can reach me directly at 412-866-HOME. That's 412-866-HOME 4663. And our website is federatedreversemortgage.com if you just want to go online and see answer any questions that you might have. Let's give some Light of Life contact information for anyone that hears this today and says, yeah, I think I want to be part of community aspect of the capital campaign. How would they do that?
Sure, they can contact me directly. It's Philip, Philip Spina, and I can be my cell phone number is 412-973-3330, 973-3330, or email me at pspina, Spina, at lightoflife.org. That's the way I can be reached in any time of the day, and would love to talk to you about our project and how you can help, how people can help.
Philip, I'm struck at times speaking with seniors. Just recently I had a little note from a donor that said, I wish I could give more. And she wrote a check, and it was much appreciated. But it makes me wonder, because in working with seniors, they do want to do more. And we have many seniors that have expressed that they want to help Light of Life. They've named Light of Life in their will, and we at Light of Life and other ministries are very, very blessed by the funds that come in at that time. But it makes me want to have people think about the idea that you can access those funds now and be part of some of the joy that comes from blessing organizations like a Light of Life or other. I have a real bias toward Christian organizations because Jesus is an essential part of my life, and I feel that we can help so many people, but without Jesus, I think of it as more of a Band-Aid. But obviously, these are your dollars, and you can give as you want, but there are some real good causes out there. So whether it be one single amount, or maybe you want to sign up for an ongoing monthly donation, That can all be handled. If a reverse mortgage is right for you, that's one of the things that is a benefit. And it all comes down to cash flow. And seniors often, they're on a fixed income. They have X amount of savings. They really have to be careful. And when I speak to financial planners, we talk about a reverse mortgage as just another one of those buckets to access during certain times. So, when your other savings aren't doing well, you have a place to go to provide monthly income. In a reverse mortgage, you have the opportunity to take a draw up front. Obviously, if you have a current mortgage, you'll have to draw enough to pay that off. And if you have some immediate needs, like the addition I spoke about, you'll want to take that up front. And if that's your interest, you can do all that and get a fixed interest rate and close, and you won't have to pay principal and interest payments. It gets added to the principal balance, and that will grow based on the interest rate. But you don't have to make payments. People don't know this, but you are permitted to make payments if you're interested. But the other options are the two ways you help cash flow. Number one is by paying a current mortgage, because once that's paid, you stop making the payment on it. But the second one is getting a monthly supplemental, income. And you have a choice when you apply for these. You can look at different options, but you can do a 5-year payout, you can do a 10-year. There's even an option that you can lock in that is for life. So they don't know how long you're going to live, but they do have to guarantee that you will get that same payment for the balance of your life, or until you sell the home and pay off the loan. So these are things that I've heard people say, well, it sounds too good to be true. No, I'm prepared to share how this works. The banks are not giving money away. The government, this is not a government program, although it is insured by the federal government. There are concerns that you do need to be aware of that, to me, for some people, will bring them to a place that says that this is not a good option, but for many others, it really is a good option. Philip, let's talk about, in our closing minutes here, our good friend Tunch Ilkin. Many of our listeners know Tunch and his sidekick, Craig Wolfley. These are guys that they've been around in support of Light of Life way before you and I. I think the year after Tunch was done playing football, he took the role as the board president. But we want to say thanks to these guys. So what's coming up?
Yeah, so as you said, they're two special men, and we've both been fortunate enough to be around them on the walks and things we've done together and support the ministry. But really to honor Tunch and Wolf, we are going to kick off a Thanks a Million campaign, and we're going to try to raise $1 million in their honor to thank them for the over 30 years of time they've spent with Light of Life. And so we're just starting that. We've gotten a little bit of money raised already. We're going to hopefully create a match. Potentially to raise $500,000, so we can raise another $500,000 to make the $1 million mark, and that's just being rolled out now, and we're planning that, and we have a few people already willing to help with that, and we hope a lot more people will join in that effort to support Tunch Ilkin and Greg Wolfley.
It's certainly a good reason, if you haven't yet, to step up and get behind it. I'm just so impressed as a Christian, as a believer, men like that who take the stage that they were given based on their successes as NFL football players, and have the boldness to stand before many and share their faith, and then to take so much time and commit to truly hurting in our city, those that are homeless, addicted, hungry, and suffer from many other challenges. Philip, I really appreciate taking this time with us, and especially all the work you're doing. I know it's a tall order, that $22 million, and the fact that construction costs have gone up and the time it's taken has grown longer. But I want to give you encouragement. I know with the generosity of those in our city that under your leadership, we're going to get there. Do you have any final thoughts?
No, we're just so appreciative of everyone so far that's helped, all the foundations and individuals. And, if we can answer any questions, give you a tour, please give me a call. And again, on our website, www.lightoflife.org, all the information can be found under Opening New Doors campaign. And my information is there as well. But just a big thank you to the Pittsburgh community and all of our supporters, and a thank you to our Lord and Savior as well.
Amen. Amen. So this has been Home is Where the Heart Is, sponsored by Federated Mortgage. Federated Mortgage has had a partnership with Light of Life since August, and I think the donation coming in this month will take it that commitment level over $20,000. So we're not just talking about it. We really are supportive. This is a ministry that is doing very good work. If you'd like to reach me, again, any questions about reverse mortgages, contact me at 412-866-HOME or email me, craig@fedreverse.com.
Home is where
Thanks for joining
the
us.
heart is.
Have a blessed day.
And my heart is anywhere you are, anywhere you are is home.